I first met Kausthub in 2011, and I was very impressed with his ability to heal and to help others heal. In 2015, I reconnected with him because I was going through a very difficult personal time. I had terrible insomnia and depression connected with coming out and conflict with my family over telling them that I was with a woman. I was put on medicine after medicine, many of which had very detrimental side effects. And a friend of mine was taking a course with Kausthub online and suggested that maybe I would be interested. So I took his chakra class. And in the first practice, I had such a strong response to it. I slept better. My partner said that I looked better overall. And after some weeks working with that, I decided that I would contact Kausthub to get a more personally tailored practice, because just the general chakra practice was having such a positive impact. And that is really how I came to work with Kausthub. In the subsequent months, my sleeping improved, my depression improved, and I would think that the reason I continue to work with Kausthub for two reasons. One is that he helped me get through a very difficult time and has helped me heal and progress. The other is that he does push. He pushes you. He tries to be very careful, I think, about when he does the pushing, but he does push, so you don't just sort of sit there. And so that's something important to know. But I found it invaluable. To study in the lineage of Krishnamacharya and Desikachar is to work very deeply on developing yourself as a person, developing yourself spiritually. Your practice is tailored to you individually, and it is meant to address more issues that you are having on a sort of mental, emotional level. In my experience, I'm sure that there are practices that address physical questions. I've heard of people that need to strengthen certain things, that are looking to stretch or looking to address physical ailments such as indigestion or high blood pressure or diabetes. And the practice is given to you exactly to address what goes on in your body and the way in which it is manifesting in your person. In my case, I was having severe insomnia and depression, and so my practice was tailored to help me with those issues specifically. When you study in the lineage of Krishnamacharya and Desikachar, you're getting something that's tailored to you, something that is completely individual. And you have a good, strong relationship with your teacher. You talk to your teacher about what's going on. You talk to them about the progress that you're making, or not having progress. Maybe you're having not such a good experience. And Kausthub always wanted to know, how is this going for you? Is this working for you? Or how are you feeling? Because he could judge much better than I could if it was working or not. Because sometimes what may be coming up or coming out doesn't seem so pleasant. But he knows that by these things coming out, that something is improving for you. I think that that's something very important to know about this lineage, is that when you are seeking to really see yourself as a person, you're seeking to develop yourself spiritually, that you're going to go through difficult times. But Kausthub, as my teacher, has been here to support me through those. And I'm very grateful to him for that. The fundamental difference of working in this lineage and working with Kausthub is that they are trying to address your entire being, your entire person. And in most yoga classes, as kind and as empathetic and as giving as the teachers are, it's ultimately about your performance of the asana. So I think this is the most serious difference. With my first teacher, she introduced us to asana, obviously, to pranayama, even some bandhas, uddiyana bandha, mula bandha. But ultimately, it was all about asana. And with Kausthub, he has the full range of tools available to him. He's obviously knows about asana. He teaches about pranayama. He talks about the roots of the techniques in various yogic texts, in Hatha Yoga Pradipika, in Yoga Rahasya, and so many others. So it's the depth and breadth of his knowledge that brought me to study with him. I knew there was more than asana. I did not have a lot of success finding someone who was really willing to go much deeper, and certainly not someone that had the breadth of the knowledge of Kausthub. When Kausthub teaches you, he's teaching something very specific to you. Now, he may not be telling you exactly what everything is and what it is doing, and there's a reason for that. So your mind can't get involved and start telling you what should be going on and what you should be experiencing. So this is very important to understand. I love Kausthub's sense of humor. It can be very impertinent sometimes. One thing I really appreciate about Kausthub is that despite coming from a very traditional family and living in a very traditional society, I've been able to be completely open with him about my identity as an LGBT person. And I think this is very unique. So his mixture of knowledge, of his breadth of knowledge about texts, about practices, his experience working for decades with Desikachar, watching treatments, seeing how his father treated people, and then his openness. I think those are very important to me. Those have been really, really special to me. I came to work with Kausthub at a time when I had just come out to my family and was suffering a great deal of upset and depression as a result. And Kausthub was able to support me without judgment. And I am very grateful indeed for that. I feel that working with Kausthub has helped me open as a person. I feel that it has helped me be more optimistic, more confident, and address perhaps the dark and shadowy places in my person that I have tried to suppress or ignore or deny, which means they just keep living down there and flaring up or taking over at different times. And I feel working with Kausthub has helped me begin to control them or begin to shrink them. So my experience with working with Kausthub is that he is highly responsive. If I contact him via email or WhatsApp, he gets back to me very quickly. Sometimes a little delay if he's traveling, but I understand that. And I feel that if I was really in a difficult place, that he would be watching out and would get back to me quickly, would prioritize responding to me despite the fact he's traveling and teaching for 7 hours a day. I feel like Kausthub cares about my personal development. He cares about supporting me, and he cares very much that I become the best version of myself that I can be. I have found that I can tell him things and be open and honest with him, and he is respectful of what I have to say. He takes things seriously, and he also has a wonderful sense of humor about things. So, that can be really nice too, and maybe you're taking things a bit too seriously, and then Kausthub goes, "Teep!" and making you laugh at yourself. This can be very important as well. In my time studying with Kausthub as an individual, as well as in our teacher training, I see him addressing people's shadow sides in different ways. So again, this goes back to the Krishnamacharya Desikachar tradition of seeing the student in front of you and addressing them and doing what they really need. For me personally, Kausthub has been gentle. He's been very gentle and respects my sensitivity and helps me carefully address my issues. In my work with Kausthub, I feel that he has helped me connect with my feelings, and that doesn't mean just your emotions. That means what you're feeling, and helping me to sit and be with that, and also helping me be less detached from how I'm feeling. I feel that I was somehow rather distant from and not connected to my own emotions. I was very good at denying my own feelings and what I was feeling. I would push it down or turn away from it, and this did me a great deal of harm over time. And Kausthub is helping me to develop that connection, to sit with difficulty, and in that process you become more intuitive, you become more connected to yourself. A good teacher of yoga examines the student in front and decides what they need to become the best version of themselves. I think in ways I'm still releasing my American developed perceptions about needing to do the best asana, needing to do the best. And that is very, very difficult to let go of. But I feel that by studying in the tradition of Krishnamacharya Desikachar and by studying with Kausthub, you actually get to experience an embodiment of a tailored practice, of a practice and a student-teacher relationship that is interested in seeing you develop into the best person, the best version of yourself, and not just into the best handstand or the best chaturanga or Panchamayurasana that someone can do. It's not about learning new tricks. My experience with Kausthub is that he is a giving and open person who supports me in becoming the best version of myself. I have found my relationship with him as a student to be one of mutual respect, one where I feel safe, and one where I feel not only held but also challenged. I came to studying with Kausthub by first taking one of his online classes. I discovered the power of the practice that he gave and the depth of his knowledge about the subject. I felt that we had the opportunity, maybe a possibility for a good connection, and I explored this process and I found that yes, this connection worked for me. Not every teacher is right for every student, and I think that yoga students should be very careful. And with every teacher, whether it's in a studio or it's with Kausthub, you go in, you look, you experience, and you decide if this person works for you. Kausthub is deep seeing and deep listening. And Kausthub is deeply knowledgeable.